So I am audible. Harisaman sir.
Yeah,
You
you
are
are
audible.
audible. You are audible, Jagar. So, but quite louder, please.
Okay. So now it's okay.
Little bit louder, please.
So, whether it is okay, sir? No.
Yeah, you can. You can start.
Okay, my screen is visible, sir.
Yes, yes.
So good morning, sir.
Lalita Jagar is starting now. So let him start on the same. Thank you.
Yes.
Ma'am, just give me 2 minutes. Ma'am. Just I want to say. Ma'am, Lalita, ma'am, what should I do if the annotation is showing?
You are getting annotations.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me check. Give me a second. Jawar, I just restrict the access. Please check once.
No, ma'am.
Still you are getting.
Yes, ma'am.
Jawar, you may please start the session. I'll check with team once.
Yeah, just
Because
I'm
I have
setting.
already restrict the access. I don't know why things happen.
Yeah.
I'll check with teams one.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Just I'm setting my system. Give me 2 minutes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, good morning, students. Yes, we can start the section. So I think yesterday's session, like Subramaniam conduct until list, right? So I also going to start from the collection. Okay. So I think everyone know very well in object oriented. Everyone is confident about object oriented, right? So object oriented is an important thing in the Python. So next, the thing you want to learn in the Python is collections. Okay. So what is collections? The collection module in the Python provides the different type of containers. Okay. So we are going to see about this only. Uh, Lalita ma'am, is whether my audio is okay?
It's okay, but a little bit slower, Jor. If possible, just speak loudly.
Yeah, sure.
Jor, you are getting annotations from one student or multiple students?
Uh, Multiple students. Ma'am,
Multiple.
Vishwa is giving regularly.
Multiple times. Now, let me
Yes, ma'am.
explain. Give me a second.
Sure.
I informed team, they check, but let me expel if they are doing continuously same activity.
Okay, sure.
Vishwa, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Done.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so we can start with the session. Just a minute. Okay, collections in Python. Okay, we can see about collections in Python. Hope everyone is following your assessment. So everyone, please complete your assessment day by day. Okay. So today we can start with the list. First of all, what is list? Okay. So you know array. Array is a container, right? You can store more variables, data. But what is the difference between the array is you can store various type of data types. Okay, you can store many data types in the different data types. Okay, so in the array in the Java means you cannot store same data types in the array, right? But in the Python you can in the list you can store as the store many data types in the same manner. Okay, so think about in the real world. Okay, so if you think in the real world, you want to store many data in the list, right? For example, uh, for a e-commerce website, in the e-commerce website, there will be a number of product, right? So you cannot store in an array or something. So if you make a list, you can store many object in the list as a direct, right? So the list is used for store variety of many data types in a same manner. Okay, so Python lists are just like a dynamically sized arrays, okay, declared in other language. For example, list are the simplest containers that are integral part of Python language. Okay, so it is a it will be homogeneous, which means we can store many type of data types. Okay, so in the single list itself, we can store integers, string as well as object list or anything. Okay, so for creating so the three in the collection list is important one. One minute, ma'am, Lalita ma'am. So we can store a number of objects inside the list or directory. So which seems we can store uncountable, which means we can store uncountable list and object. We can store uncountable means it's it may be 1,000, 10,000, or anything. Okay, so it will be we can store it in a good manner, right? So we can see the example. In the example itself, uh, this is a little example.
Yes, sure. Any issue?
Yeah, again the annotation is coming. Also, execution is not happening.
Students, please don't do this type of activities again and again. Otherwise, we will just expel them, right? So, George, just let me know if the any one student continuously doing the same activity, we will just explain.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Yeah, because I am unable to see who's trying to get a trying to asking the access.
Sure, ma'am.
Mm.
Sure. So students, in the list, a single list may contain many data types like string, integer, as well as objects, and list are mutable. Okay, so which means list cannot be list are mutable, and hence they can altered even after their creations. Okay, just give a minute. I will go to the online editor. Lalita ma'am, can you confirm where my online editor is shown in the screen?
Yes, your screen is visible, George.
Thank you. So students, you can see here, so in the object we are storing a string as well as integer also, right? So this is the purpose of the list, okay? So we can store we can store uncountable values even it is a string or integer. So this is the purpose of list, and we can compare there is also another sets and maps. Once we complete, we can compare those things. Okay, so just Lalita ma'am.
Yes.
Lalita
Yes.
ma'am, actually the mentor is trying to join, but he got a message like he is getting a notification like that he is restricted like that ma'am.
Give me a second. I'll see. I just restore the access. Jar, please check once.
Okay ma'am.
Yeah.
Shobana ma'am. Shobana ma'am. Ma'am, recheck பண்ணி பாருங்க ma'am. Lalita ma'am, can you connect Shobana ma'am to the panelists?
Give me a second. She joined with which name? Educator or Supana only?
Yes ma'am. He is in attendees. She is in attendee. He will use a minute. Shobana ma'am, please raise your hand.
Supana Vellachime, right?
Shobana, yes, I think so ma'am.
Give me a second. I hope the correct person is in panelist. Jawar.
Yes ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
Shobana ma'am,
Yes.
Yes.
Madam.
Okay.
Shobna, everything is fine from your side?
Yeah, now it's okay. Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Yeah, then you just start what to say, taking decision on the same. Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, you just take it up, Shobna. Thanks,
Yes.
Jawar. Thanks, Lalita.
Yeah.
For the inconvenience, because of this out of control, we have not able to, we have just moved half an hour, right? Thank you.
No issue. No issue. I made presenter Supana.
Yes. Hello, good morning to all. So today we'll see about the concept of abstract classes and abstract method also. So previously, so what about the last class, how to create inheritance? So there are different inheritance we have seen in the last session. So anyway, this is a refreshment. So what are the last session we have seen? So there are different type of inheritance in our Python programming language. So single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and then multiple inheritance, and then hierarchical inheritance, correct? So that is the last session. Anyway, so before itself, you have an idea for, so how to create a inheritance concept, what is the super method, and then how to invoke that super method and all, and then main
Shobna,
thing is
sorry to interrupt you. Sorry to
yes,
interrupt you. So I
Yes.
think the screen is not visible from your end, it seems. Could you please check, Jogger?
Yes, okay.
Yes, ma'am, please share your screen.
Now,
Uh, no, ma'am.
still is not visible.
No, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am,
Yes, Jawahar.
ma'am, the screen is not visible.
No, it's showing them thanks for using Cisco WebEx. It's come outside.
Sorry, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
So I couldn't able to share my desktop.
Yeah, it's loading, ma'am. No, now it's loading.
It's loading, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still is loading. Share my desktop.
Subhan, maybe you reshare the screen again. Just stop sharing and again reshare.
Okay. So sharing option is just invisible.
Hello, sir. One minute, sir. Okay, not responding.
Hello, Jor, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, please add Sopana, ma'am, to the panels. Is in attendance.
Okay, let me check.
Lalita, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Actually, my screen is stuck. I'm unable to find Sabana.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I
just give me 2 minutes.
think Jawahar also facing some issues, it seems, while sharing the screen. And Jawahar is saying that there is some technical issue, it seems, in the WebEx training, Cisco WebEx itself. So,
Yeah, I already informed. Let's see.
okay. Shall I ask Jawahar to wait over here? Is it fine?
Yeah, no issue.
Okay. Once it is recovered, we will start the session. Is it fine?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Jawahar, you just follow it up on the same. Hi, Supriya. Good morning.
Supriya, are you there?
Yes, Lalita. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Give me a
Yeah,
second.
make me host. Let me.
Yes. Supriya, actually, I'm unable to do this activity also.
Is it okay? Lalita, message me the code, host control code in a chat, to my contact number. Okay, I'll just reclaim the host control. Yeah, so we'll take just 2 minutes. Just give us 2 minutes because the number of participants are more than 1,000. So that's why WebEx is a little slow. Just allow us 2-3 minutes. We'll try to fix this. Made me presenter now. No, I'm host now. Wait. Shankar, Jawahar, can you confirm? Jawahar, Harishankar,
Ma'am, Sopra ma'am is in attendee list, ma'am. Sopana Velaksham, his name is.
just wait 1 second because the number of participants are more. Let me just.
Supriya?
Yes, Harishankar.
Yeah. So when I try to unmute my, what to say, like the process, sometimes it is not able to do that.
Because the
It is
number
stuck
of
on.
participants are more, right? So
Okay.
as it crossed hundreds, 1,000, so
Okay.
some WebEx will be very slow. We will
Okay.
just wait. So no need to panic. We can do it.
Okay.
Just wait.
No problem. So Jawar will be there in the call, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Jawar, kindly
Jawahar,
take care of it.
okay. Jawahar, I have made Shobana as a panelist, but I think because of WebEx issue, it is taking time. Meanwhile, you can start presenting. Jawahar, am I audible?
Yeah. So Supriya, the problem is like every time if we try to unmute and mute, what happens is sometimes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes. Tell me.
it's not responding properly, but it's
Yeah, that
showing.
is because it has crossed the limit, right? That's why.
Yeah, Jawahar, you can start with the session, Jawahar, from your end.
Yeah, it's so.
Thank you.
Ma'am, Supriya ma'am. Ma'am, thank you. Supriya ma'am, able to share my screen, ma'am. Supriya ma'am, I'm not able to share my screen. I'm audible. Supriya ma'am, I'm not able to share my screen.
Hello. Supriya, are you there?
Yes, Lalita. Am I audible, Lalita?
Yes, yes. Now you are audible.
Okay, so let Jawahar start presenting. So after that, I'll make you host and I'll leave. Jawahar? Jawahar, am I audible, Jawahar? So we'll lock the session, Lalita, once he starts presenting, okay? So that
Okay.
others cannot join, okay?
Mhm.
Jawahar? Yes, Jawahar, you are audible. Kindly share your screen.
லோட் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கு. நான் உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணுறேன், ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ணல.
Jawahar, we can hear you.
ஓகே சார். ஓகே சார். பேனல் அப்போ அட்டெண்டன்ஸில் ஒரு பேனலிஸ்ட்டில் கரிசனம் இருக்கு. ஓகே ஓகே சார். சரி.
Supriya, he's facing some issue, it seems, in terms of like sharing the screen. So keep on it loading, but the screen is not shared, it seems. So could you please look into the technique?
Session, can I make you presenter?
You are asking me, or it may be like how it is?
Yes, because he is not able to share the screen, no? So, as
No,
you are...
I am not the mentor. I am not the mentor. So Javagar is the mentor.
Okay, who is the educator, shadow educator then?
So that is Shobana is the main mentor, and Javagar is the shadow educator here.
Okay, Shobana also I have added. So
Mm.
I think she
But we
logged out
couldn't be able
again.
to see in the panelist. That is what the reason.
Yeah, I made her panelist actually. I don't know what happened. Again, I'm making it screen. I
I
made
think
Shobana
Javagar
panelist.
also.
I made Shobana panelist.
Yes.
Yeah, Shobana, am I audible?
Could you please?
Shobana, am I audible, Shobana?
Hello, ma'am.
Shobana, you can start presenting, Shobana.
Sure, sure. Okay.
Making you presenter, Shobana. Shobana, you are presenter now. You can start presenting, Shobana.
No,
Am I
I
audible?
couldn't able to. Yes. Now.
Now try. Now please try.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Presenter now. You can present the screen, Shobana. Am I audible, Lalita? Lalita, am I audible?
Supriya, you're audible.
Yeah, Shobana, you
Yes,
are
yes. My
presenter.
screen is visible.
No, Shobana, your screen is not visible.
Okay.
Lalita has
Just
locked
reach.
the session. Participants cannot join. Okay, others.
Okay.
And yeah. Just a minute, Supriya and Lalita. Kindly add Javagar as a panelist because he went out and suddenly he just came in.
Shobana, now your screen is visible. But it's loading.
Lalita, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'll add Jawar.
Yeah, just add Javagar,
இல்ல
please.
மெயின் லிஸ்ட்ல வந்துட்டேன் பட் ஸ்டார் ஆக மாட்டேங்குது என்னோட டெஸ்க்டாப்
Now it is sharing. Sobala.
Not visible actually.
அந்த ஸ்க்ரீன் மட்டும் வருது. இப்போ எனக்கு வெளியிலேயே வந்துச்சு தேங்க்ஸ் ஃபார் யூசிங் சிஸ்கோ வெப்எக்ஸ் வெளியே அந்த ஸ்க்ரீன் எனக்கு ஷோ ஆகுது. ஓகே
Lalita and Surya, could you please address this?
Jawahar is not there in the session.
Supriya, your voice is very low actually.
Okay, Jawahar is not there in the session.
He has sent a message like the web session. So he has sent a message that he couldn't be able to join.
Yeah, because I have locked the session because number of participants were more, right? Just 1 second, I'm unlocking.
Okay.
Kindly ask him to join the session. Did he join?
1 minute. 1 minute. No, there is a background disturbance. It's here. Sobala?
Supriya, Jawahar is there actually in the attendees list.
Post, okay? Shobana, your presenter now,
Yes, ma'am.
so much of background noise is there. I'm just muting myself, okay? Others kindly check. All of you mute yourself except the presenter. Yeah, Shobana, you can press start.
Can you visible my screen, ma'am? It's
Yes, your screen is visible.
okay. So today we'll see about what is that inheritance concept. So what are the types of inheritance? There are different type of inheritance: single inheritance, and then multiple inheritance, and then multi-level inheritance, and then hierarchical inheritance. Okay. So first we'll see about what are the okay. So first we'll see about how to write inheritance. Single inheritance means. So now I'm going to write the program. Single inheritance means only one base class and one derived class. One derived class is there. One base class that is called parent class, and the next one is called child class. So we had to create object for that class, derived class only. So anyway, we can run the program. So here itself I'm doing. So Python ideally. So or else I'm going to use online editor, Python online editor. So I'm going to write the program, single inheritance. Okay. So single inheritance means the first one is base class and then second one is derived class. So what happened? Okay, so I'm going to write one class. This is my base class, and the next one is derived class. So that is called child class, or it is called derived class. Okay, so there are two classes is there. Now this is the base class, and second one is derived class means. So I'm going to inherit the property of the base class. Okay, so here I'm going to use here inside I'm going to use the base class because the derived class is accessing the base class properties. Okay, so inside the base class I'm going to write some function def and then get. So this is the class functions, so it should be contain self argument. So that's what it's called, the base class functions. Okay, that's one function inside the base class. Just I'm going to print some message hi. Okay, so here I'm going to or else. So I'm going to initialize some values a comma b. So those values. So that is a self variable, self dot a equal to 12 and then self dot b equal to 6. Okay. Here I'm going to add the two numbers in child class. So here I'm going to fetch the value a and b value. So inside the derived class I'm going to access the base class properties. So here def and then add function is there. So this is the add function is inside the child class. So here I'm going to add the values print self dot self dot a plus self dot b. Okay. So now I'm going to create object. So we should be create object for derived class. Using the derived object only we can access the base class properties also. So what's the derived class name? My class name is child. So I'm going to create object c equal to child. Okay. So now I'm going to access c dot get. The function is function with argument. So for that reason, the get function inside I'm going to pass some values 3, 4. There are two argument is there. 3 is for assigning a value and 4 is assigning to the b value. Okay. So now I'm going to call my function. It's a calculation function and function. So here I'm going to run my program. we got output, correct? So first the base class function, the high will be displaying, the value is initializing, a value is 12, b value is 6. After that you are going to call add function. So it has taken a and b. The a and b is not a child class properties, that is the base class properties. Okay, so we can access. And then suppose the base class, so we can call the function from derived class to base class function also. It is also possible in Python. So inside the function, I'm going to call base class function self dot. So what is the function name for one? Get of what is that? 2 comma 3. Here instead of 3 comma 4, I'm going to pass. So no need for call here. So hash symbol that's hiding that particular line. So here what will be happen? You are creating object for C, child class C. C dot add means the function to be invoked add function. So inside the add function, I'm going to call get function. The get function is not a child class function. It's going to the base class. So A and B value is initializing. Then the add will be displaying. You can call the function from derived class to base class function. Okay. So again, I'm going to run the program. The same output only we get. Okay. So another one thing. So if it is in the base class is contained constructor. So now I'm going to write the constructor. Now I'm going to write the default constructor. So default constructor means so def and then double underscore init and then double underscore and then there's a self. This is called a default constructor. The constructor have no arguments, so that is called default constructor. So only the constructor is there. So just I'm going to write print function. So here I'm going to write. There are two functions is there here. Print welcome. Okay. So I'm creating object for derived class. What will be happen? So it's going to call the function. If it is the base class is contained, default constructor means the constructor will be automatically invoked. The high will be automatically invoked. Then the add function to be called, the welcome will be displayed. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to run my program. So if it is the base class is contained default constructor means it automatically invoke. Okay, suppose the base class is contained parameter constructor means let it be a and b value. So you have to call explicitly. So here I'm going to call s dot a equal to 12. Sorry, s dot a equal to a and then s dot b equal to b. Okay. So if it is parameter constructor means, so I'm not call anything, just I'm going to run my program. What will be happen? Let me check. What? It's showing error because, okay, so you have to call the constructor. So how to call the constructor? Base class constructor means from derived class constructor to base class constructor we can call. This is the constructor for derived class. Init function is there. Okay. So you have to call the function. How to call? Self dot yes dot double underscore init double underscore 2 comma 3. So how to call? Super function is a super dot double underscore init and then double underscore 2 comma 3 means it's automatically calling the base class function. Okay. Let me check. self class is contain two argument. So super of double underscore INIT double underscore 3. Here you have to mention double underscore. I'm going to run it again. Okay, the high will be displaying. Suppose I'm going to display that value, print s dot a and then print s dot b. And use the 3, 4 value is passing here, correct? So it's automatically calling the derived class constructor. So inside the derived class constructor, I'm going to call the base class constructor. How to call the base class constructor? Using super function. Super dot double underscore init double underscore. The constructor is parameter constructor. The constructor have 2 argument 3, 4. The value is passing a, 3 is passing 3a, and 4 is passing to the b value. And then here I'm going to display. Okay. And then suppose, so here, and then main thing is in the class, suppose in another one function is there, def display function is there. Okay, here I'm going to display. Here also I'm going to call a comma b value. So print s a and then print b means, okay, what will be happen? So I'm going to call c dot is of 2, 3. Okay, so the here it is displaying 2, 3. Here it is displaying 3, 4. A comma b is a local variable for this function. We cannot access the self variable here. Suppose s dot a, s dot b means it can access the self variable. That means class variable. Let me check. 3, 4. Okay, and next one is 2, 3. Suppose here I am going to change the variable is s dot a and then s dot b. What will be happen? The value is the a comma b is a local variable and s dot a means that is a class variable. First you are assigning 3, 4. No? Those value only has taken 3, 4. The value is initializing here. The s comma s dot a, s dot b means self dot variable. The class variable has taken. A comma b is a local variable. We cannot access outside of the class. Okay. I'll give some example for this one. I'll explain that one. Look at the program. The class is contain parent class and then def init self command num. This is a parameter constructor and get num, and another one function is the return function child class. Def show function is there. Child of 100 means what will be happen? Child of 100, it's automatically calling the constructor self dot number, the 100 value is in there. Son dot get number means what is the value? The 100 will be displaying. Here, this is a child class. So what will be happen? The 100, this is son child class will be displayed. Son dot get number. Son means that is the object for child class. Son dot get number is the function name. So what is the value for this one? Self number 100, that will be displaying. Look at the 100, this is the child class, correct? Suppose I'm trying to access the self dot number in derived class. So here what I'm going to change self dot double underscore num means it's showing error. Let me check. Self dot number. So why it is showing error means the self dot double underscore number, that is the local variable. So in the local variable we cannot access, sorry, the local variable means that is the private variable. The private variable we cannot access outside of the class. So for that reason, even though you are inheriting the parent class, in child class also we cannot get. Okay, so the private variable we cannot access outside of the class. Suppose you want to access the private variable in outside of the class means we have to use getter and setter method, mutator method. Okay, then only we can access here. Okay, look at that. This is a program. Get number, get value. So here the child of 100 comma 10. So it's automatically passing here 100 value and 10 value is the self dot value. What is the value for this one? 100 value is storing, and then self value self dot double underscore value, correct? So while you are calling that function, it will be showing error because sun dot get value not will be happening. We cannot access the private variable in outside of the class, correct? The same thing will be happening. Okay, so this is another example for a access specifier for inheritance concept. The class A contain constructor, that is a default constructor, self dot variable only up to 100, and then another one function for displaying self dot variable, correct? So next one is derived class, self variable, and then self dot var1. So what will be happen while I'm creating that object for the derived class, object equal to be object dot display 1 equal to 200 means the value is passing here, correct? Display 1 here only is passing, correct? And then what is the value for this one? Self dot variable is self dot var. The 200 is doesn't display here because if I want to display the 200 means that is the local variable. Print class A var1 means it printing 200 value. Here I am mentioning self dot variable means it has taken this 100 value. It has taken the self variable, instance variable only taken. Okay, look at that. So that is very important. Class A equal to 100, correct? So even though you are passing 200 to the variable var1, but it here only displaying self dot variable means it has taken that self variable. Suppose I am going to display the 200 value inside the function means you no need for mention self dot variable. You just mention var1 means that is a local variable. The 200 will be displaying here. Look at that. So anyway, I am going to run my program. So then you get a clear idea for so what is the changes here, correct? Suppose I want to access, here also I am going to use display function. So I am going to call my program class A, class B. So here I have to call my function object dot display. This is a derived function display 2. I'm going to run my program. That will be happen. The first the display 1 200 is passing here. The 200 will be displaying because that is a local variable. Then display 2, the display 2 it doesn't take 200 value. It's getting 100 because that is it's getting the self variable, class variable only has taken. Suppose I want to fetch the 200 value. I don't want to display the 100 self variable means what we had to change. So here you have to change the local variable to self variable. Local variable to assign to the class variable. How to assign? Self dot var1 equal to var1. Okay. After that, here print instance variable comma self dot var1. Okay. So what will be happen now? The 200 will be displaying, and then the class A 200 will be displaying, and the next one is instant variable self dot var1 means 100 only displaying. Okay, sorry, 200 only here also displaying. While I am calling the derived class display to, here also the 200 only displaying. Look at that. If I am not mentioning self means that consider as a local variable. If I am mentioning self variable means that is assigning as a class variable, that is instance variable. So if it is instance variable means we can access anywhere within this class or inherit to some other class. No, we can access those class also. Okay, so that is the difference between local variable and then self variable and the local variable. Okay. Okay. And the next one is another one example. So def init function class B self dot variable. Here also displaying 200. Q4. And the next one is okay. The same example as in the previous. Self dot variable 1 means the 100 only displaying. Here this is the local variable. This is the global variable. And then this is another one example. Okay, so these are the different type we can use, whether the variable is local variable or class variable, and how to access those variable in derived class. Derived class means, so this is an example for single inheritance. We can access derived class also. So this is single inheritance, multiple inheritance, and multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance. There are different type of inheritance is there. Okay, and then suppose now I'm going to use multiple inheritance. So multiple inheritance means more than one base class, one derived class. Look at that. My program is class first, and then this is contain one constructor def double underscore init double underscore, and then self variable. Here I'm going to use print hi. Okay, and then another one class is the class second, and then colon. Another one constructor is the def double underscore init double underscore, and then self variable. Here also I'm going to use print welcome. Okay, so and then now I'm going to use one derived class, that is multiple inheritance. So multiple means more than one base class, one derived class. This is my, I'm going to write one derived class der. I'm going to extend the both class first comma second. Okay, so here also I'm going to use constructor def double underscore init and then double underscore is the same. So inside the constructor, I'm going to call the base class constructor. So consider, look at there, here there are two classes. Either first class also contain default constructor, second class also is contain default constructor. I'm going to call the both constructor in derived class. How to call? So we know that already super of function we had to use, call the base class constructor super dot double underscore init and double underscore, and then you have to mention, because that is the default constructor, I'm not passing any value. So this is super dot init means what you are mentioning the first class, that constructor will be invoked. So again I'm going to, I couldn't able to write super dot again init function means, let me check what will happen. Init, my assumption is first super function is calling the first class default constructor, and second super function is to be called and second class constructor. So let me check what will be happen. So I'm going to create object for derived class. So while I'm creating that object, the constructor will be invoked, correct? So I'm going to run my program. Okay, so it's showing error because the class name is caps. So anyway, what will be happen? The two times the first class constructor will be invoked, correct? So, but I want to display second class means here we no need for mention super function. So I am going to call the class name. So what is the second one is you have to call, one is super function and another one is you have to call the class name dot double underscore init. So we should be pass self argument. If you are mentioning it's a class name using the to call the constructor means you have to mention the argument. If directly use super function means no need for mention argument. Okay, so now I'm going to run my program. Okay, so this is the important things. So because now I'm going to write the multiple inheritance. So multiple inheritance means so more than one base class, one derived class. So inside the derived class I'm going to call the both base class constructor. So how to call the both base class constructor means we have to use super function. One class we can use super constructor, super function, and another one constructor to be invoked using class name. There are two ways to call the constructor. Okay, so that is the important. Okay. There are single, multiple, multi-level, hierarchical. There are different inheritances there. So, and the next one is, so whatever the today's session is, abstract class. So what is abstract class? So abstract class is nothing but, so now I'm going to create one class. The abstract class is always is a base class. Suppose I'm going to create one class. So one function is there. Okay. So we can create object for that class, correct? Because this is a single class. So we can create object for this. This is a single, like a class on object concept, correct? Is that this? See. Yes. What is the error? Sample disk takes 0 question argument, but 1 was given. Whenever you have to write the function inside the class, it should be contain self argument. Okay. So if you are not mentioning the self argument, it's considered as a static method. Okay. Suppose now I'm going to change the class is abstract class. So abstract class means, what is abstract class? The class is import from ABC, import ABC base class. So what is that means? So already built-in class is a ABC class. I'm going to import that class. Here I'm going to extend that class. The ABC is not a user-defined class. That is a built-in class. So any other class inherit capital ABC class means, so let me assume that is the abstract class. So what will be happen means, if you are creating abstract class, we cannot create object for that abstract class. So abstract class is always as a base class. Let me check. It's showing error. Yes, my class. Okay. So I'm going to create object for this class first. So the abstract class is always should be a derived class. Using derived object only we can access abstract class property. So for that reason here I am mentioning class second first get of function. So here I'm going to create second class function, and then I'm going to call get and display get function. So this is a normal method. Sorry, def. So here I'm going to inside the function I'm going to write abstract class. I'm going to invoke those method. This is a class is empty class, so I'm mentioning pass statement. Second, s dot second, s dot get function. That is our method name. I'm going to run my program. We got the method, correct? So here I'm going to use first. You cannot create object for abstract class. So abstract class is always as a base class. So using derive object only we can access the base class properties. Okay. And then another one is the abstract method is there. So what is abstract method means? So abstract method means so the class method declaration only in base class. The method definition, the method implementation we are going to write in derive class. So how to find out whether the method is abstract method or not? So suppose in abstract class is contain abstract method as well as non-abstract method. So abstract method means non-abstract method means so generally your pass inside the method you just mention pass means that is the empty method. In future you are going to define, correct? So if it is abstract method means so what you have to mention comma abstract method. So here you should be mention annotation at symbol and then abstract. Okay, so that is the abstract method. So what will be happen while I'm running that program? So we are going to create object for the second class. It's showing here, correct? So because the abstract class is contained on abstract class method declaration is there, we should be defined in derived class. So inside the derived class we are going to implement the get function, a def and get. So the get function is not a second class function, it is an base class function. The base class is abstract class method I'm going to implement here, print abstract method. So it should be called here, how to call the method s dot get function. Okay. The abstract class is contain abstract method and non-abstract method. Suppose you are not mentioning abstract method. Okay, not mentioning abstract method means so if you are not defined also, it doesn't show any other error, correct? So that is the empty method. In future you have to call it. It doesn't show the any other error. If it is abstract method means the method should be defined in derived class. Abstract method. So how to find out that method is abstract method? So annotation at symbol abstract method you have right before the method means method definition means we can easily find out those method is abstract method. Here only the method is defining. Where you have to define, you should be defined in derived class. Okay. Suppose in my base class, so in my base class is contain another one abstract. The abstract class is contain another one abstract method. So another one abstract method Here I'm going to write pass. Okay. So, but I'm not defining here. Just I'm mentioning abstract method, but I'm not implementing in derived class. Means what will be happen? Let me check. Indentation error. What will be happen? Cannot initiate abstract class in second with abstract method get one. So that is the important things. How many abstract method you are declare in base class? So all the abstract method you should be defined in derived class. Okay. So def and then get one. Okay. Abstract method 2. So here I'm going to call the function. Got it? Got it? Abstract method and abstract method. The abstract method. So that is the important things. The abstract class is contain abstract method as well as non-abstract method. So non-abstract method means you are not mentioning annotation symbol before the method definition. Okay, it's your pass. That is non-abstract method. So or else we had write the print function also. The implementation it has written means that is called non-abstract method. Okay, you just declare that method. Means that is abstract method. So assume how to call that method using derive object only we can call, correct? So here I'm going to call start get. Okay. Got it? This is the abstract method and then abstract method 2 and then non-abstract method. So we can write some other function that is the second class method also we can write. The get for is second class method. Derived method. Look at that. So you had to call the function. The get for function is a s dot get for. Compile and then run the program. Okay. Okay. So how to find out whether the class is abstract class or normal class? So any other class inherit ABC class means so that class is abstract class. So what is the abstract? What is the difference between normal class and abstract class means? If it is normal class means we can create object for that class. Means we can initiate object for that class. So if it is abstract class means we cannot create object for that class. So abstract class is always should be a base class. So using derive object only we can access abstract class properties. Okay, and then abstract class is contain abstract method as well as non-abstract method. So non-abstract method means generally we are defining some method inside the class means so that is called non-abstract method. So abstract method means how to find out that method is abstract means the method definition before are mentioning annotation symbol. At abstract method the method declaration only is there. So implementation you should be write in derived class. So that is called abstract method. Okay, using derived object only we can access. So in my abstract class is contain more than one abstract method means so all the method you should be defined in derived class. Suppose I'm by mistake I'm not defining one method means it's showing error. So we should be define all the method in derived class. Then only the program will be ended. Okay. So I'll show you some other program. So before itself, we can idea for that from ABC import ABC means what? From ABC that is a built-in package inside I'm going to use ABC. So you can create modules. So user-defined modules also we can create. So consider, so how to create user-defined module means this is a DEF and then add. This is one program. So here I'm going to use print. What is the value? So this program is contain only function definition. So I'm going to say that is called modules. So what the file name? File name is pack1.py. Okay. So my file name is pack1 and then my function name is add. Okay. So only I'm defining that function. So I'm going to create another one editor. Those editor I'm going to access the add function. Those module means look at the from. So what is the file name? So my file name is pack1, correct? From we have to mention the file name pack1 and then import. So in this file it's contains so many functions. Okay, so I want to import particular function. So there are a lot of functions inside the pack1.py program. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and n number of function is there. Suppose I want to access random function means you have to use import, mention that function. Okay. And then how to call the function? Just mention add. Just save it. SS is already user. SS1 dot. Got it. So this is the module creation. So this is the program. This program is contain only one function definition. Now I'm going to access that function in SS1 package, SS1 file, correct? Correct? From pack1. The pack1 is nothing but your file name. So what's the file name? Pack1. Import add. So import add. Add means that is your function name. What you are mentioning here, add. Then you are going to call here. Okay. So here in this module, we can create n number of functions. So now I'm going to create another one function and then a subtraction. So this is not a class function. So for that reason, class, I'm not mentioning self variable, correct? This is a normal function. So print a minus b. So here I'm going to add. So I'm going to write some meaningful implementation. So a value is 10 and then b equal to 3. Print a plus b. Okay. Okay. So in this module, the module name is pack1. Module is nothing but the file name pack1. The pack1 is contained two different method, add and subfunction. Okay. So now I'm going to access the both method in what is that? Some other class. So which class I'm going to access? SS1 class. So here you have to mention add comma sub. Okay. Here you have to call sub function. Okay. Correct. So addition value is 13 and then subtraction value is 6. Got it? The same thing will be happen in abstract class. So from ABC, the from ABC is the built-in package. Import ABC, that is a built-in class. Okay, that is not a user defined. It is a built-in class. So whenever you have to use one class inherit ABC means so that class is an abstract class. That class is called abstract class. So what is the difference between normal class and abstract class means we cannot create object for abstract class. So abstract class is always as a base class. Using derived object only we can access abstract class properties. Okay. Editor I'm using. Here they are mentioning abstract class, and then what is that? Abstract. There are a lot of exercise and problem statement is there. Let me check. Okay, so that things in abstract class should never be initiated, means we cannot create object for that class. Okay, look at that. That is the abstract method. So generally, just you are mentioning pass means that class is empty. So you can write down the pass also empty. Okay, that is not abstract method. So how to find out that method is abstract method? Return policy. Different function is the abstract method, means we should be mention annotation symbol. Then we can easily find out what is the abstract method. Need for abstract method. So what is the need for abstract method means? So in for example, if banking detail is there, okay, there are so many bank is there, ICICI Bank, Indian Bank, okay. So each and every bank is contain the function initial amount, but initial amount is different for each bank. If ICICI Bank means initial amount is 5,000 rupees. In Indian Bank means the initial amount is 100 rupees. Okay, but every bank is contain initial amount function. Those function you are declaring abstract class, the same function name you are defining all the bank class, correct? So for that reason we are using abstract class. The same method every class should be written, means those method declaration written in abstract class. So let me sell the example program also, then you get an idea. So I'm going to create one class, okay, bank. So here I'm going to define method. Method is initial amount. Initial amount, okay. That is a class method. So self argument is there. So I'm just pass because this is the abstract method. So if it is abstract method means what you have to write from ABC package import ABC. So inside the class ABC, then only we can find out that class is abstract class. Okay. So abstract class is contain abstract method. So it's that also you have to mention abstract method. So why I'm mentioning annotation symbol means, so normally you are defining def initial amount means the method is a empty method is possible, correct? So if it is, we had to mention that method is abstract method means annotation symbol abstract method. Okay, those method I'm going to define each and every derived class. Class Indian Bank, Indian Bank also extends bank class, right? And another one class is the class ICICI. This class also contains bank, and then class. So what are the next bank? Karur Vysya Bank. Something. Okay, there are three derived classes. The base class is bank. So every class it should be contain initial amount, correct? So initial amount is so written initial amount for Indian Bank is 100, and then ICICI Bank is 5,000. Okay. Return 5,000, and then Karur Vysya Bank that also contain initial amount. So return 2000. Okay. Okay. So spelling mistake. Return. So now I'm going to initiate a ICICI Bank, means you are going to create object for that method. Okay. So how to create object for ICICI Bank? So Indian Bank means I'm going to Indian I dot. Suppose if it is constructor means you can write constructor. If it is function means you have to call explicit I dot internal. Correct? And then same thing. And then ICICI Bank means C equal to ICICI. So going to call C dot internal. Correct? The same method we are going to write all the derived class. Karur Vaisya Bank. Karur. So what's the object name? K dot int amount. Okay. So now I'm going to come. This is abstract class. The abstract class is contain one int amount function method, that is abstract method. So how to find out that method is abstract method? So annotation symbol at abstract method. So abstract method, it should be an empty method. It should not be definition inside the abstract method. Where you have to define abstract method in derived class only. Okay. Method declaration only will be there in abstract class. The method definition will be written in each and every derived class. C colon. Now I'm going to run my program. Because I doesn't display print statement now. So I'm just to return here. So you have to write print, then only the value is printing, correct? Because the value is written. Okay. So before itself you have to write something. Okay. Indian Bank. And then print ICICI Bank. Then you can easily find out. Otherwise, it just show the message only. And then Karur Vaisya Bank. Now I'm going to run my program. Okay. Okay. So that is abstract class and then abstract method. Okay. So and then another things, when you are using abstract class and method, also in my client they are saying like that in your program it should be contain the three method. So what are the method? Initial amount and deposit and withdraw. The three method it should be right. They tell like that means, so if I'm not mentioning abstract class means, so while I'm running that program, the program is working, correct? So if it is, I'm defining DEF, they said like that, deposit and another word function. Every class should be contained with three methods. What are the method? Initial amount, deposit, and then withdraw means the method is declaring inside the abstract class. But I forgot to return in derived class means what will be happen? It's showing error, correct? So the indentation level. Okay. So it doesn't showing error, correct? Because I'm not mentioning that method is abstract method. That is a normal method. So if I'm mentioning inside the method pass means in future I'm going to implement some calculation. So if it is abstract means you have to mention annotation symbol, then that's considered as a abstract method. Okay. Now I'm going to run my program. So the main reason is, so what are the method, abstract method you declare inside the abstract class? All the method you should be written in derived class. Suppose I'm not written in derived class means it's showing here, correct? Look at still indentation is very important in Python programming language. It's showing error, correct? Cannot initiate abstract class Indian with abstract method deposit and withdraw. So what are the method you declare inside the abstract class? All the method you should be defined in derived class, correct? So in derived class, if I'm not mentioning, if I'm not implementing right now means you just mention that past statement, that is possible, okay? So but you have to return, okay? In derived class, in future I'm going to implement, but that method should be written all the derived class. Look at that. Okay. Again indentation. Save the program and run my program. Indentation. Run program. Got it. Correct? Correct? So in future you are going to define inside the what are the deposit amount is there, and then you are going to add something and withdraw something. That calculation also in future. But the method should be defined in derived class. Okay. So that scenario we can use abstract method. There are three methods. You should every class should be write the three method means those method declare inside the abstract class. Okay. So you should be writing derived class also. That is the difference between abstract class and then abstract method. Let me see. So how can we ensure all the subclass of product class must be manually override the return policy, correct? The same like that. Declaring abstract method, annotation symbol, at symbol, and then abstract method. You are mentioning the method. Declare return policy product class and abstract method. Then every subclass of product class must to override the abstract method. Must to override the abstract method means you should be implement the details of abstract method. Initiating abstract method and error, correct? So I could not able to initiate abstract class, correct? We cannot create object for that abstract class. So let me I'll expand that one also. Class SAM, that is the class. So to find out that the abstract class should be input, sorry, from ABC, that is the built-in package module, and then import ABC, that is the built-in class, and then it's contained an abstract method. Okay. SAM class is extend to ABC class. That is the considered here. So that is the SAM class is abstract class, correct? So inside the abstract class, I'm going to write something. Abstract method. Inside the method, I'm going to write def something. Print. Sorry. Pass. The abstract method is should be an empty method where you have to implement inside the derived class only. So this is the method. This is the abstract class I'm creating. Inside the abstract class is contained only one abstract method. Now I'm trying to access get method using object. Okay. So now I'm going to create object for abstract method. Okay. So SAM is the class name. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to run my program get function. I'm going to run my indentation. Okay, so what will be happen? They cannot initiate abstract class SAM with abstract method get, correct? So we cannot create object for abstract class. So that is called we cannot initiate. Initiate means we cannot create object. So we cannot create. So how to access that method means you should be create object. You should be create derived class. Using derived object only we can access the base class properties. Correct? Print abstract method. Correct? So you have to create object for abstract class. It's look like a single inheritance. Correct? I'm going to run my program. Look at that. It's in viewer. Correct? So that is the definition they has written. What is that? Abstract class we cannot initiate. So abstract class is always a base class. Using derived object only we can access abstract class properties. The method is an abstract, then subclass must be override the abstract method. Okay, the implementation should be written in derived class. Next one is need not override abstract method. If a child class override the abstract method, that is own child class need not be override the abstract method. Okay? With this child class. Derived class, child class need not be written. No? You just mention pass. So these are the important points. Abstract class should not be initiated. Means what? We cannot create object for abstract class. Correct? An abstract class may contain 0 or many abstract method. Correct? Means the abstract class may contain 0. The abstract class doesn't contain method also, or else it's contain many abstract method. Usually the parent class is an abstract class. So always base class is a abstract class. Abstract class are meant to be inherited. Okay, means abstract class should be contain subclasses. So abstract class should be contain derived class. Why I am creating derived class? Using derived object only we can access abstract class properties. If a class has an abstract method, then the class cannot be initiated. Correct? The child class must be implement or override all the abstract method. So that is the main things. Override all the abstract method. All the abstract method means the abstract class contain 3 abstract method means 3 abstract method should be override in derived class. Override all the abstract method of the parent class. Else the child class cannot be initiated. Okay, so by mistake I am not define one method in derived class means we cannot create object, it's showing error. So all the method definitions should be written in derived class. Okay, so the multiple choice question is there, and then problem statement is there. Okay, okay, so before itself we can get idea for that what is inheritance concept, and then abstract class, and then abstract method. Here I am going to write one program. In this program is contain inheritance concept, okay. So in my program I'm going to calculate banking, deposit and withdraw. I'm going to do, okay. So this same concept we are in problem statements also. Banking privilege, banking account details, and the normal customer details and everything is there. Okay, this. So I'm going to write sample program for bank. So this is the bank. I'm going to create one class. This consider it's contain one constructor. So constructor means def double underscore init and double underscore. So it's contain account number. Okay, account number and the name, and then what account type. Okay, so the three things. So I'm going to initialize. ACC. So I'm just writing ACC number, account number. I'm going to initialize. This is what type of constructor. This is a parameter constructor. So where you have to pass the value, main function only. So I'm going to initialize self variable. Why I'm initializing self variable? Because I'm going to access the account number name in other function inside the class. So for that reason, I'm going to assign each and every variable in self variable. Suppose if I'm not mentioning self variable means that is considered as a local variable, so we cannot access, correct? So for that reason here I am going to create assigning all the local variable to class variable or instance variable. Okay. So if I want to display it, print account number. I'm going to give some space and then s dot name, give some space and then s dot account type. Okay. Okay. So after that, I'm going to create object for that class. And so this is the parameter consider. Here I'm going to call the value account number and then name and then account type. So what type of account? That's the same account I mentioned. And then I'm going to call the function display function. Okay. Let me check. So whenever I had write the inheritance concept or multiple function means first it will be working properly, then you have to implement the other function and all. Then that is the easy way to rectify the error and all. Intern level. Okay, the constructor. And another one thing is the, so here only I am going to use deposit class is there. So here I'm going to use what I have to use deposit amount. Okay, deposit amount. So while I'm creating account creation, the initial amount is should be what is that? The initial amount it should be greater than 500. Then only can access. So where I have to here I have to use initial amount also. And then income. So here I am going to insert the display function. I am going to check whether the initial amount is greater than 500, your account is credited, or else okay, that is insufficient balance, or else you give some message to them. So the initial amount should be greater than 500, that and the message you provide. So here I am going to check if initial amount greater than 500. Okay, then you can write print account is created successfully. You want to show the details means okay, account number is that name is account type. So I want to display that initial amount also means here you have to mention initial amount is the enter. Okay, okay, else it is not there means showing error. Else colon print cannot create account because initial amount should be greater than 500 or else insufficient amount, that and all you have mentioned. And then deposit, this time here I'm just mentioning pass, it's the empty function. In future I'm going to do. So first I'm going to check the two constructor and then the function will be work or not. So here I'm bank saving account and then initial amount. Here I'm mentioning the initial amount is 900. Okay. Account is created successfully. The details will be displaying here. Suppose instead of 900 I'm given 100. Okay. So that is the amount is less than 500. Let me check what will be happen. For that we cannot create account because the initial amount is should be greater than 500. Correct? So the initial amount is greater than 500, then only we can create account, then only we can use the deposit or withdraw or some other function. Okay, in the deposit function, I am going to check deposit. So inherit bank class because the initial amount is here only. In deposit amount means so we are going to add initial amount plus your current account deposited amount. Correct? So here I'm going to use s dot here I'm going to use s dot balance amount equal to s dot initial amount plus amount deposited amount. Correct? So here we have to use DEP amount. Okay, and DEP display I'm going to display everything. What I want to display? I want to display account number and initial amount. What is the deposited amount? Okay, so what is the deposited amount? What is the current balance? Everything I want to display. Here I'm going to use. I want to display account number. So here account number. So account number is S dot ACC number. The account number in a base class bank class we can access because the deposit class is inherit bank class, so we can access the property in bank class. So account number and then print and then account holder name. That is your wish. If you want to display means you can write and then print. So what is the initial amount we have? Yes, int amount and then print. What is the deposited amount? Yes, dot. What is the deposited amount? DEP amount. Correct. So, but here you are mentioning S dot DEP amount we cannot access because you are not assigning the deposited amount to self variable, means instance variable. So we had to initialize because the deposited amount is local variable for a deposit function. So here I am going to mention that local variable in a class variable d amount equal to, I think now you get an idea for that. So I am assigning local variable to instance variable because those variable I am going to access here. Another function in the same class also we have to set class variable. Okay. DEP amount. Deposited amount. So what is the current amount here? Yes, sorry. Print current balance. The balance amount of current balance amount S dot balance amount. Okay. So now I'm going to call my function. So we had to create deposit class because that is a derived class, deposit class, and then constructor will be invoked, and then display function is there, and then d dot dep function. Deposited amount is 400, and then I want to display the details. B dot display 1. Okay. I'm going to save my program. Going to run. Deposit object has no attribute department amount. DEP amount. What is that? DEP AMP. Spelling mistake. Okay. So now I'm going to compile and run it. Deposited amount is, initial amount is 100. Deposited amount is 400. Current balance is 100. Okay. So if it is the initial amount is 100 means we cannot create account, correct? Then how can I add deposit under? So inside the function you had to call. Okay. Inside the function you had check whether to be called or not. Okay. Here only you are going to call deposit function. Here you are going to check the initial amount is greater than 500, then only you are going to call deposit and then display. So here you are going to check the initial amount. For that reason here I am going to return initial amount. How to return value? Return of a star int amount, correct? Return statement. This is the function. Display function is that the display function, the function with return type. So while I am calling that function, initial amount I am getting into 1 equal to. So let me check the initial amount will be displaying here or not. Initial amount displaying outside of the class. Outside of the class. So what is that? int1. Okay. I'm not calling that here. Sorry, I want to hide this both function, triple single quote, that is the hidden the both function. I'm going to save my program. I'm going to run it. Okay. We cannot create account because the initial amount should be greater than 500. Initial amount display in outside of the class 100. Yes, you can access the initial amount in outside of the class. So for that reason, I am going to return the initial amount. Here I am going to check. Okay, so the amount is greater than 500 means I am going to deposit it. Correct? So here I am going to check if int1 greater than 500. Then I am going to deposit and then I want to display it. Okay. So I am returning value. So because I want to return, I am going to check before deposit the amount is sufficient amount or not. So for that reason I am returning initial amount. The initial amount I am going to check. So if it is true means greater than 500 means you are going to call deposit function. I am going to run my program. Here I am going to use 900. Okay. And look at that. The account is created successfully. The initial amount is 500. If you don't want to display the details means you just delete it. Initial amount display. I'm just checking whether the initial amount is fetching outside of the class or not. For that reason here I'm just send a message. Account holder name. Initial amount is 900. So now the deposited amount is 400. Now the current balance is 1300. Correct? Correct? So and the next function I'm going to use withdraw. Okay, so withdraw means I'm going to debit some amount in my account. So withdraw, that is my function. Here, so the same thing I'm going to do. Okay. So instead of you have to mention minus. Correct? This is withdraw function. This is a display one. This is not a deposited amount. Consider withdraw amount. Withdraw means you are going to minus that value. Okay, is their balance amount. So here you have to mention is that withdraw A withdraw amount and then balance is. Correct. So here this is another one class. So I'm going to create object for that class. Another class name withdraw. Withdraw also you have to mention, correct? If it is multi-level inheritance, no problem. If it is multiple means, you have to find them. Or else you can write it here inside the function only. You don't write a separate class, you have to write the same class only or a different function. Okay. So here you have to call the function, correct? Reader display. After that, reader withdraw one, that is the function name. So amount we are putting 300 and then b dot display one, correct? I'm going to compile my program. The path it has no attribute WA name. Just withdraw amount, correct? Let me check. It has no attribute. Withdraw one and then display one, correct? Attribute error. Df display one. Okay, there are both functions has the same name. Instead of I'm going to change my name, instead of display one, I'm going to change the display two. Okay, 900 and then 300 and 600 is there. So correct. So and then if I withdraw the amount, if I'm the total amount is what will be happen. So I'm going to check another one condition while I am withdrawing amount. Account balance is there, account number and then account holder and initial amount. Withdraw amount is 300, correct? Suppose my withdraw amount is 400 means or 500 means you cannot withdraw because the initial amount it should be a 500. If it is less than amount means we cannot withdraw. So before withdraw you have to check the balance amount whether the minus amount is greater than 500, then only you can withdraw or else you cannot withdraw it, right? So again I'm going to check if s dot balance amount, okay, so greater than 500. Once I'm calculate minus, then I'm going to check greater than 500 we can minus it. Okay, simple calculation, okay, minus, and then we can call it display function also. So dot display function. I'm going to call the function inside the if condition, that also possible. So else, okay, so I'm going to use print. We cannot withdraw because insufficient balance. We have to mention because insufficient balance amount. While you are withdrawing, balance amount you have to mention. Okay. So here you don't want to call. So while I'm calling that function is showing. Let me check. Outer internal level. Self is not displaying. So self is not S. Because self variable you are changing at a S. Correct? 600. Suppose you are going to withdraw amount is 900 or 500. Okay. Current balance is 1300. We cannot withdraw because insufficient balance. While I'm withdraw amount is more than if it is while I'm withdraw the amount is less than 500 means we cannot withdraw. So that and all we can check. So this is an example program for a single inheritance and then constructor and then what is that? And then constraints also we have to check. So the same program I'm going to change abstract class also possible in the abstract class. So every class it should be contained. This is the only one bank. Suppose I'm going to the same calculation different type of bank, ICICI or what is that? Indian bank means every function is considered as a abstract method. So each and every derived class we can extend to the abstract method function definition. Okay. I think now we give a idea for that, how to write the program and how to check the constraints. So based on the constraint only the program will be working. So this is an example for constraints and then single inheritance and then how to use constructor and all. Okay. So if I am using aggregate function also we can possible. So every time I want to display the entire details of bank details means here you are going to while you are using that function calling just create the object, using the object only we can access the different functions. Okay, I'll show you some other program like that, the same thing. Okay, the same thing, the bank is deposited amount, account is created successfully, deposited amount. Inside the withdraw I'm going to check. Okay, so whenever you have to write inheritance concept, whenever you have to write the constructor, so everything first you have to check, create one function inside the class. So you have to check whether the function is working properly because sometimes you are passing that value is 3 arguments. Here you are passing 2 arguments, calling the function mismatch value showing error. You have to check clearly, then you implement the next function and okay. And then so there are a lot of questions in the inheritance concept. The problem statement array everything is there. You have to do yourself, and then you have to complete, and then super method, and then we can use static method also. If it is different class, we can use static method and then static variable, and then abstract class also we can write. Multiple inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance means one base class and then different derived class. So when you are using hierarchical inheritance means, so the base class is contain a value 10 and b value is 20. Okay, and then the derived classes contain a plus b value, and then another one class is contain another one class calculate a minus b. The same resource we can access two different class means we can use multiple inheritance, hierarchical inheritance. So I'll show the structure for the hierarchical inheritance.
Shobana. Shobana.
So hierarchical inheritance means one base class we can write n number of derived class. So this is the example. Now I'm creating two derived class. We can create n number of derived class. Okay. The base class is a class is contain a and b value. The class is contain a value and b value. Okay. A and b value. So and then this is the derived class. This is the class. Here I am going to calculate a plus b. Okay. This is another one class. I am going to calculate a minus b. Okay, so this is the base class, two derived class. The common resource, we can access more than one class. So how to write the program? So whenever you have to write the hierarchical inheritance class base, and then you have to write the structure. Okay, then you have to implement it. And then there's the base class properties. Here also it's contain base class property. Okay, the base class is contain, let it be as a constructor, the both a and b value, I and it. So self a comma b, and then s dot a equal to a, and then s dot b equal to b. Okay, the base class contain two different values. So here I'm going to add the value, df add function, print addition a plus b, correct? So first I'm going to check whether I'm going to create object for derived class DER1. Before itself, this is I'm mentioning this class is empty class. In future, I'm going to implement. So just to mention colon symbol. So, colon. So mention pass. Just I'm mentioning pass. First, I'm going to check the DER1 derived class is working or not. So I'm going to create object for derived class DER1. Okay. So that is a parameter constructor. I'm going to pass the value here, and then d dot add is a derived function. So let me check. A is not defined. Here you have to mention self dot a, correct? here just to mention A means to consider as a local variable. So you want to access the class variable, instant variable means mention the self variable. So here the self variable I am mentioning S. Okay. And then I am going to subtract that function. The same thing I am going to do. The sub function and the subtraction. S minus A, S minus B. Again, I am going to create an object for that class. Okay, D equal to dr2. I am going to for the value and then d dot sub. Sorry. So I have to create different object. Okay, so but the same resource I'm going to access now. So for that reason I'm going to initialize here, then only, so no need for calling here, then only the same value to be calculated both derived class, correct? If you are passing means the value is different, correct? Okay, I'm going to run my program. It's not defined dr1. Yes, dr1. Our class name is dr1 derived. And I'm going to run my program. To position argument. Sorry, here without argument type because the value is initialized inside the constructor. So that is the default constructor, correct? Addition 12 and then subtraction 8, correct? So this is the multiple inheritance. So hierarchical inheritance, one base class and then multiple derived class. So that is multiple inheritance means the ulta for a hierarchical, more than one base class, one derived class. So we can use the constructor and then we can access that. Okay. And then look at the another one sample exercise. So in my class is contained there two def constructor is there INIT, and then constructor self argument A, and then print. Yeah. Yes, done. Okay. Okay, so there are different classes there. Now I'm going to access the property of another one class means def display means. So we can use print s.a, then only we can access. Otherwise, the local variable only access, correct? So directly you are using a means that is the local variable. S.a means that is called instance variable. Now I'm going to create an object for this class. So this is the constructor I'm going to initialize. Okay, and then yes, this also it's contain one argument. 6 means the 6 will be displayed. Yes. So intern level must be same and run my program. Print dir object has no attribute a, correct? Because the a value is local variable, we cannot access that value. Okay, sorry, that's the object is yes dot this. Okay, s dot a, the local variable, the constructor, it doesn't take that value. Okay, so today we have seen what are the inheritance concept is there: single inheritance, multiple inheritance, and then multi-level inheritance. Okay, and then hierarchical inheritance. And next we will see about the static construct. And next we will see about what is that abstract class and then abstract class. So what is abstract class? The abstract class is, it should be a base class. So using derived object only we can create abstract properties. The abstract classes contain abstract method as well as non-abstract method. So how to find out that my class is abstract class? The class is extends ABC class. So that is abstract class. So inside the abstract class, I'm going to write abstract method means, so you have to set annotation symbol at abstract method. The abstract method means just a declaration only inside the abstract class, where you have to define the derived class only we can define. Okay, so if n number of abstract method inside the abstract class means all the methods should be defined in derived class. Okay, these are the entire concept for today's session. So the lot of practical program and then multiple choice question is there. You have to do yourself. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, Subhana, for this informative session.
Thank you.
Please
Thank you,
complete all
Subhana.
the contents, whatever topics Subhana completed today, right? So at the starting of the session, we have some technical queries. So sorry for that. But Subhana completed most of the topics today. So I request please complete all the topics. So
Lalita
see
ma'am,
you in the next session. Thank you so much. Bye and happy
Lalit,
learning.
Lalita ma'am,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
ma'am, please make me a presenter, ma'am, so I can give some questions for today's assessment.
Sorry.
Please make me a presenter so I can give some question for the students for
Okay.
the
Okay. Give
assessment.
me a second. Sure. Yeah. You are a presenter, sure.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, students, I hope today class is very useful. So you have learned about the inheritance and abstraction. So based on today's topic, I have prepared some questions. So same process only. Just find out the answer. Once you find out the answer, please document it, and we will ask when we are want to provide to us. Okay. So till now I have fewer than 30 questions. So till today, adding today, it will be 40 questions. We want to record all those 40 questions. Okay. So I will put it in chat box. Okay. I will put in the question answer part. Okay. Sorry, it is not visible for me. Uh, uh, So, students, I am displaying it in the desktop with you. Please make a photo please make a photo or screenshot. Okay, so it will be useful, and note it down and just complete this assessment. Just wait a minute.
Have you shared the screen, John? Or you need to share?
I will. I am going to share now. Just a
Okay.
minute. So students, hope the screen is visible, I think.
Yeah, it's visible.
So this is the question. Please make a screenshot or take a photo, and please complete these questions before the next session. Okay.
You may share in the QA session, Jor.
Ma'am, I'm not able to send in the PO section, ma'am. The send button is not visible for me.
Is it? Okay, we have restricted the access now. So what I'll do now, I'll just remove that access and you just share. No problem.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, till now I'm not able to send it, ma'am.
Give me a second. Let me check for it also. Yeah, it's disabled actually, Jor. You just share the screen.
Sure, ma'am. Okay, students, make a screenshot. Hope everyone take a screenshot. So today's section is over. Please follow the content, okay? Don't to deviate from the content. Please follow the content. Do a day-by-day assessment. Please complete all the assessment up to the class, okay? So thank you, students. Thank you, ma'am. Thank, thank you, Lilita, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Lilita, ma'am.
Hello.
Uh,
It's done, right?
yeah, it's done, ma'am.
Okay. So thank you so much, all the students. Please, I hope you take the screenshot of the questions. So please note, you need to complete the assessment as well as whatever questions you are already shared with, right? So thank you so much for joining. Please complete all the modules till for the next session. See you in the next session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.